Thousands of people gathered here this evening. We're in North York, about a 30-minute subway ride from downtown. The crowd drawn by a communal need to grieve, to honor the dead, to comfort the living. Here are some of those moments.
This past week, we have endured incredible tragedy. We are here to help and to heal together.
We do not run away, we run to help others.
We believe our city has been shaken, but only for a day, because we know who we are and we know what we stand for. Such hatred has no place in my home.
Through many dangers, toils and snares, we have already come.
Leading up to that vigil, thousands of people marched together to follow the van's path of destruction and to reclaim those streets. As some of them told Joanna Remiliotis, their wounds are still fresh.
There were so many people, and yet it was so quiet. If their silence had a voice, it would be a lament.
And we love these people. I'm sorry. I can't continue.
I just can't sleep at night, you know. I just still think about the bodies.
You do not face, you won't.
The procession began where the attack did too, a tragedy that leaves a shared sorrow, the wrenching knowledge that so many were vulnerable.
It's shaken everyone. And I mean, girls in our office were there. It could have been any of us.
A week tomorrow, and the horror has barely subsided. Every day, a new name emerged, and with it, a glimpse of a broken life. This, an act of support for every one of them.
Yeah, I used to live a couple blocks from here, so that's really something that hit very close to home. So I feel like I have a duty to keep the memory alive.
There is no way to prepare for an assault on the imagination. There is only a recognition of it.
And we gather this evening to discover that our sorrow is reflected in the eyes of the stranger standing next to us. And so too is our hope.
This vigil, the act of coming together for a city still reeling.
We as Canadians will remain strong and resilient.
A gathering for the victims and their families, and for people here too.
It is never easy losing people we love. The suddenness of separation is numbing, and the loneliness is immediate. Disbelief becomes our only comfort.
And there is still such disbelief. These women knew 3 of the victims.
I live right behind here. It was the first time I've been able to come out.
This woman runs a pet shop down the street. The victims were strangers to her, and yet the tears keep streaming.
Making you cry today?
Just the emotion. I know, families that have been affected. We all know somebody.
And this, a place to share that grief when there are still no words.
And Joanna joins us now. You've been on this story since last Monday. We got a sense of it watching your story. Despite this kind of brave face of resilience that's part of the vigil, you're seeing other emotions kind of not too far from the surface.
Absolutely, Ian. What struck me this entire past weekend today, too, was how raw it is. Of course, on the early days, it is something that people are trying to wrap their minds around. But even today, even as we were walking with some people in that crowd, there was still that sense that they're not quite registering what happened and that it will take a while. So yes, today is an act of coming together, an act of shared sorrow, and a ritual that everybody needs, in a sense, to end the week, but partly also because the victims' names only were fully identified on Friday. That's when we got the entire list. With every day and every name and every face and every story, I think that really brought it home for people as well. So yes, today is certainly a step towards resolution, if you will, or finding that strength, but peace is a long way away.
All right, Joanna, thank you very much.